Ethereum is down 50% from its highs from November 2024, and it's going literally nowhere. This isn't consolidation, folks. That's not what this is. I've been hearing all that all over the social media sphere when I look for Ethereum. But one thing is for damn sure, there is no enthusiasm or euphoria like there was last cycle about Ethereum. Am I wrong? Have you seen anything about it at all?
No, I think lots of the conversation, at least more on the traditional finance side, have started to push towards Bitcoin being the main investment vehicle. Ethereum kind of lost some steam in terms of its overall attention, even though it's still a regulated product, even in the future space. But I agree. I think Ethereum kind of lost headway in terms of news coverage and overall attention. But I honestly thought that this pullback might have been related to something having to do with the foundation or maybe infighting. Like we've seen some drama unfold in crypto in the past that has led to pullbacks. Is there more to the story here?
I'm not an expert, but the fees being generated on the Ethereum blockchain for the miners are just not high enough anymore. They made the system efficient. So to lower the fees, because remember the fees were just unbelievable during the last cycle, just absolutely crazy. I remember one time I accidentally paid $1,000 to transfer $50 worth of whatever. I was like, this is crazy.
The reminder, wire transfer fees are typically $15 to $20.
And sometimes it'll cost you $1,000 to do a transfer, but hey. But when you lower the fees, well, then the incentive for the people participating in the space to generate those fees are lower. Like I was transferring Ethereum the other day and it was like, what? I think I paid $1. Like, that's not exciting for those people, the miners in that space. And so that moves away. You have the meme coin market. Like who's going to Ethereum now for their meme coins? You go to Solana for your meme coins. The whole thing is cheaper, it's faster, and that's where all the fun is, the pumped up fun is. So that's gone from the Ethereum network. And then you have all kinds of people who are sitting on 50 ETH NFTs and like all kinds of crazy things that they bought inside of the Ethereum space, all these tokens that are not worth anything. Some of these, there's not even any liquidity that you could even sell it for the peanuts that your wallet says they're even worth. You could even sell it if you wanted to. So for that, I'm seeing all kinds of problems. But then there's the whole thing of like, Ethereum admitted that they need liquid staking. That you need to be able to stake your ETH, but be able to not have it locked. They admit that the account-based model for, or at least they're suggesting that the account-based model for Ethereum is not as effective as UTXO model for blockchain. By the way, Cardano has UTXO, which is an expanded version of Bitcoin. They're seeing that as a possible thing that needs to be made valuable. The killer apps that people were expecting, that the whole banking system would be transferred to the Ethereum blockchain. Excuse me, that's not happening. Right? It was always 6 months away, wave of money, 6 months away coming for Ethereum. That's all gone. And so I don't see why anyone would buy this versus Binance token. BNB looks way better, and I can't stand BNB, but this chart looks way better than Ethereum. Look at that. And it certainly doesn't beat Bitcoin. So right. I don't see any reason why anyone would pitch Ethereum as like anything.
Well, it always seemed interesting to me that Ethereum seemed like one of the mega caps, if you will, in terms of overall market capitalization amongst all the other cryptos. But this pullback with Ethereum seems to be in line with the pullback we're seeing across all of the alts. So it's almost as if Ethereum has no longer taken its typical position of being a mega cap and has now been treated like all the rest of the alts.
It was never actually a blue chip crypto. I just want to get that out there. I'm not saying Mike's saying this. I'm saying this. Ethereum, even as it was ripping to all-time highs, was never actually anything other than a meme coin, just like everything else. But there are coins that, okay, Cardano, we all know is wonderful. We all agree. We all have Cardano tattoos. It's a fantastic solution. But Monero, right? What was that? XMR? That went over nicely. I mistakenly thought this was headed down to nowhere land. That actually moved up right from its lows the previous cycle, 139%. That's not too shabby because it never deviated from its use case as a privacy token. It actually had that, and there was never any hype behind it.